Hi. Whether coming up for retirement or whether retired already, you've probably noticed this word escape. Escape to the country, escape on a love boat, escape to a tropical island, and so forth. All this business about escaping. Escaping from what? Escaping from the situation you are now in to some imaginary one which has been put in your mind by the advertising agents. Generally speaking, this is how it goes. That once you take up their offer of escaping, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be much happier. You're going to be much pleased with yourself. I can recall reading something somewhere where a famous writer travelled overseas from America to Europe. Once he got down to see some certain parts in Italy, Naples for example, he was going to be filled with awe and he'd be happy. When he got there, he was as miserable as ever. And then he realised why. And he wrote it, of course, in his book, in his diary, that I'm just as miserable as I ever was wherever I go. And he realised, of course, that the miserableness he was taking was inside of him. No matter what circumstances changed on the outside, he was still miserable on the inside. Now, we all want to be happier. Well, most of us, if we're not happy already. What is happiness? Is it smiling, being jocular, laughing and cheerful all the time? No, it's not. It's a satisfaction that, generally speaking, on most days, you're pretty happy with things, how things are going. And where does all this come from? The way we interpret the world. When we're given this promise of escape, when we're workers, we think, when we retire, we will have escaped. We'll be free. And to a larger degree, we are free. Freer. We don't have to go to work. We don't have to punch the time clock. We have all these things that we can do ourselves. But are we going to be happy with it? That depends upon what we've got on the inside already. Now, if we're not happy with what's on the inside already, what can we do to change it? Change our way of looking at the world. Change our way of looking at life. Change our way of looking at our particular circumstances. Not always easy to do, because we're creatures of habit. So maybe we need to change our habits. But habits are not easily changed. We need to resolve to become different, to become happier. So how can we do that? Stop thinking about ourselves so much. Think about other people. What do we really do? What can we really do that we like doing, which we're good at, which will be of service to others? That's what the Japanese call ikigai, if you add one more aspect to it. The reward from what you get. Finding what you love, it being something that you're good at, do it to serve other people, and you will be rewarded. It might be in money, but more or less it will be in feelings. You're doing something now. And before you know it, you're not thinking about how miserable I am. You're outside of that. Your whole life will change. As you change within yourself, the way you see your world, instead of wanting to escape from it, involve yourself right in it, and you will be happier. Does this sound like a lecture? I guess it is. I'm speaking from 29 years of retirement and 88 years of living on planet Earth, and I'm still doing lots of things. I'm reading, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm presenting to audiences, I'm making these videos. All of this gives meaning to my life. Now you might think, well, what's the point to it all? It's a matter of life philosophy. I fully believe that I am an immortal soul having an earthly experience. I don't think that when I drop off the peg it's all going to end. I think that every little thing that I learn here, every lesson, every value, every principle that I add to myself will be carried forward in some way, personally to me. So I'm doing it for myself as well as for others. Now, I don't know what your personal philosophy of life is, your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, whatever they might be. I hope you have some at least, because if you think it's all going to end and it's all pointless, you're going to be pretty miserable. Think about it. What are you? Ask yourself that question. What am I? See you next video.